And one business who has turned to China into a success is Tilt Industrial Designs, recently completing a project in Beijing, but the project did not come without its own unique set of challenges. And here to discuss those is Tim Phillips, director at Tilt, who joins me in the studio. Tim, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for being here. So tell me all about Tilt, and then let's talk about why you went to China.
Sure. Tilt's an industrial design consultancy. We work exclusively with architects and the construction industry to develop unique designs that are a challenge for traditional construction methodology to achieve. So architects come to us with ideas, and then with a team of designers and engineers we execute a design and construct process.
Amazing. So I understand you've been in Australia for 3.5, 4 years, and then a couple of years into that you decided to take on this project in China. Tell me about that transition, and I guess it probably sounds a bit obvious, but why China?
We were originally approached by request to work on the project in Beijing through a New York-based architect who has an office in Asia to deliver a unique concept for one of the shopping centres in the heart of Beijing called Wangfujing Central. So they approached us with a concept to develop a unique operable architectural feature, and we helped them to assess the feasibility of the concept before being engaged to a Chinese head contractor, the builder, to deliver that concept with them.
Amazing. What was the feature, and why did they pick this Aussie company? I love it. Congrats.
So Tilt has really only been around for 4 years, working specifically in that architectural area, and the architect approached us on the basis of operable architecture or kinetic elements, which is something that is rapidly growing in the architectural space. So things that move. So they wanted to develop a suspended ceiling in a shopping centre that could operate to reveal audiovisual equipment suspended from the roof. So the product essentially enabled a refined aesthetic in that area during the day, but when they want to hold a fashion event or a catwalk event, they can open up the ceiling and all the AV equipment drops down.
Wow. Well, I mean, it sounds amazing. I love the sound of it. They've got some pretty high-tech things over there. I imagine competition is so fierce to be working in China, so well done on getting that job. How difficult was it to work once sort of they'd signed on the dotted line? What was it like working in the Chinese market? I'm thinking for other SMEs out there who, as the package indicated, are looking to perhaps do some business in that pretty booming space.
There's great interest in what we do. It's very much a specialised service, so competition to deliver that feature was not strong, and we were preferred supplier nominated by the architect and the developer. So that wasn't the biggest challenge getting the job. The job was being found, so they could recognise our talents and our skills, and then getting contracted to the builder was another challenge. But we had a lot of local help. New South Wales Business Chamber offered us a lot of support when it came to negotiating contracts and translation. They acted as an individual party for us. Then we had other consultants who specialise in supporting Australian companies in the Asian market, work with delivery and site coordination as well.
That's really good advice for people watching the show to get in touch with some of those organisations that Tim's just mentioned there if you are kind of looking to move into that space. Was there anything, it's a bit of a funny question, but was there anything surprising about working in the Chinese market that was kind of surprising to you as a businessman that maybe you could then offer advice on to others?
I think what was surprising is it wasn't as hard as I expected. The scale of the market is enormous, and I think that's intimidating for many of the Australian businesses looking to get into the Asian market. But the challenges when it came to language and translation and currency were not particularly hard. Our biggest challenge was getting a nondescript product into China and dealing with the customs process and understanding that. We're not at Tilt, we're not designing products that tick the box. So we had to deal with getting unique products through customs, which was one of the biggest challenges.
I love it. I mean, how do you fill out that customs form when you're talking about a suspended catwalk from a ceiling going into a shopping centre? Maybe like that.
Nondescript steel item.
Okay, it's so interesting. I love it. How well are Australian businesses received, do you think, in the Chinese market and across Asia generally?
From a manufacturing perspective, which is our approach, we're manufacturing often steel items. There's very much a respect for the quality that Australian items bring, and there's not a demand to produce more cost-effective Chinese-made product to sell. We're taking a new product into China next month, and it will be Australian made, and our market research shows that they're prepared to pay a premium for an Australian made product, which we're very pleased with.
Yeah, I'm pleased to hear that. I'm a proud Aussie, and I think that's absolutely fabulous that we have that reputation there. Where to next for Tilt? So you've got this project going. Any kind of looking for further expansion across the region?
Yeah, so we've got a big project in China that goes over 12 months now. That's 4 trade shows, taking a new product to market and launching that with the 4 major shows and then 20 minor presentations of the product over 12 months. So we're really interested to see how the market responds to that.
Yeah, I bet. What are the trade shows like? I imagine they are just crazy.
10 to 20 times the size of what we experience here for the same type of industry exposure. So if there's 10,000 people to a Sydney exhibition, there'll be 80,000. And the next one's in Guangzhou that we go to in March.
I mean, the last big event I went to in Asia was 30,000 people in Singapore, and that just blew my mind. But I mean, those numbers are absolutely phenomenal, absolutely huge.
So we're not sure what we're going to expect to see, but we're hoping for really positive things because the scale of the market is what's really of interest to us.
Yeah, I mean, that's fantastic. Good luck with everything. Any advice to entrepreneurs out there? Let's just park the China piece for a minute, but how have you created what you've created and, really driven a business and built something and kept a level head and kept it all together?
I think I've got the right support around me. I haven't tried to do it on my own. So when I've needed support in marketing or when it's come to contract negotiation and finance, I go out and I look for specialists. I don't try and do it in-house. I look for people who've got a lot more experience than me and who can see the vision that I've got for the company and they buy into that. But they've got the technical skill to help grow the business.
Perfect. Amazing advice. Thank you so much for coming on The Enterprise.
Thanks for having me.
Really lovely to meet you. That's it for the show tonight, but be sure to come back next week for more exciting things affecting your small business. Stick around now for Sky News Real Estate, The Market, which is up next. I'm Chloe James. Thanks for watching.
You're watching Sky News Business, Australia's business channel.